Okay. So, ang topic natin for this video is consideration of internal control. This is your last handout for your midterm examination. Okay. So, when we say internal control, it is a process designed, implemented, and maintained by those charged with the governance or the management in order to ensure that there is reliable financial reporting, effectiveness on operations, and compliance with certain laws and regulations. So why is it relevant? Why is internal control relevant to your audit? Okay. Um, it is important to consider internal control in your audit because, again, one of the objectives of internal control is to ensure that there is reliability of financial reporting. Okay. If the assessment of the auditor of the internal control means or resulted to um, it is working properly, hence, it can be assumed that there is no inconsistencies when it comes to financial reporting. Okay. So, what is the nature and extent of understanding the relevant controls? So, in obtaining internal control understanding, you have to evaluate the design of those controls and determine if they are being implemented in the process. So what are the components of internal control? So first is the control environment. Control environment sets the tone of an organization, influencing the control consciousness of its people. So what are the components of this control environment? So kasama dyan yung communication ng integrity and ethical values, which is naka-imbued yan sa mission, vision, at saka um, yung goals ng isang company. Meron pang sinatawag doon yung primary values ng isang company. Also the commitment to competence, participation by those charged in the governance, management philosophy, and operating style. So, kung bureaucratic ba yung organization, when you say bureaucratic, um, naka iisa lang yung nagde-decide. What is the organizational structure? Merong mga structure na freely kahit na regardless of position, pwedeng magsabi kung meron silang nakikitang error. So this control environment is also imbued in your human resource policies and practices. Okay. Entities risk assessment process refers to the entity's identification and analysis of the relevant risk to achieve its objective, forming a basis of determining how to manage risk. Okay. So when we say risk assessment process, this involves kung ano ba yung iniiwasan nila. Actually, internal control is a method or it is a set of procedures and policies wherein ang iniiwasan natin ay yung risk. Okay. So, entities risk assessment process. The auditor shall obtain understanding whether the company has a process for identifying business risk. Kasi kung wala silang process as to identifying business risk, tataasan ng auditor yung kanyang audit risk or detection risk. Okay? And estimating the significance of risk, assessing the likelihood of their occurrence, and deciding about the actions to address those risks. Okay. Kailan ba nagkakaroon ng risk? Okay. Nagkakaroon ng risk, itong mga naka-bullet points sa screen ninyo, wherein there is a change in operating environment. Okay. Bakit? Kasi kapag nagbago ka ng environment, it means na you are implementing new process in a separate world again. Okay? Ganon din pag merong new personnel, new information system. Ang tawag nga natin dito yung tinatawag nilang birth pains. 'Di ba? Birth pains, ibig sabihin, you are emerging into a new environment. Tapos, ito, meron pa rin kaakibat yan sa simula ng mga issues or problems. Okay. New technology, new business models, corporate restructuring such as for instance, galing kang partnership, pupunta ka ng corporation. Or galing ka ng single corporation, pupunta ka ng merger. Okay. Next, information system including the related business processes relevant to financial reporting and communication. It supports the identification, capture, and exchange of information in a form and time frame that enable people to carry out their responsibilities. You will learn this more pagdating ninyo ng CIS environment, auditing in a CIS environment. Next is control activities relevant to the audit. So what are the control activities that are relevant to the audit? Number one is assess the risk of material misstatement at assertion level. Number two, design further audit procedures responsive to assess risk. Okay. So pag sinabi nating assess risk of material misstatement at assertion level, ibig sabihin po tataasan natin yung reasonableness ng audit. And then for number two, design further audit procedures responsive to assess risk. For example, ang risk na na-identify mo is pagdating sa handling ng cash. Si accountant, siya na rin yung nagiging treasurer. So, meron siyang access sa recording ng books. At the same time, meron siyang access sa cash, sa actual cash. Okay. So, anong audit procedures ang gagawin mo doon? Pwede kang mag-cash count, pwede kang mag-bank reconciliation. Okay. So, specific control activities, including those relating to the following, are being determined in your control activities. Number one is authorization. Titignan mo, sino ba yung nag-approve? Tama bang siyang yung nag-approve? Pangalawa is performance reviews. You check yung performance reviews ng employees involved or ng team involved because sometimes kapag mababa yung performance ng isang team or ng isang tao, mas doon siya natutokso na may gawing masama, 'di ba? Or mali regarding sa or magdoktor ng mga financial information. Information processing, physical controls. Physical controls is sino ba yung may access sa database, sino ba yung may access sa ganitong kwarto, sino ba yung may access sa financial statements natin. And then segregation of duties. Dapat sinisilip nyo rin to kasi there are instances wherein sa pagtitipid ng company, nagiging 2-in-1 yung roles. Like yung nabanggit ko kanina, accountant ka tapos ikaw na rin ang treasurer. Okay. What else? Yung ikaw yung nasa payroll tapos ikaw na rin yung nagre-record ng timekeeping, 'di ba? Hindi pwede 'yun kasi si payroll siya ang nagbabayad. Si timekeeping dapat segregate na tao siya. Siya yung nagbibigay ng records para kay payroll para bigyan niya ng bayaran niya. Okay. And then lastly is yung monitoring of controls. So monitoring of controls is the company or the management committed in monitoring these controls. Kasi no control is effective, okay? And no control is perfect. Okay. Merong risk na kaakibat yan. So, the thing is, nagkakaroon ba tayo ng maintenance? Nagkakaroon ba ng review yung mga controls na yan? Kapag wala, it may be effective in the prior years, but right now, at the current year, possible na hindi na effective yan. So, ang mangyayari, tataas yung risk ninyo. Okay? Else, yung important na lang ang i-discuss ko. Communication with the internal control weaknesses. So what if as an auditor na-determine mo na may weakness yung internal control? The first thing you should do is to syempre gather evidence and prepare the evidence for presentation. The question is, kanino mo ipe-present? Ipe-present mo yan sa management. Ma'am, another question. What if yung manager ang gumagawa ng fraud? Okay. You have to report him to a higher manager. Kung president yung gumagawa ng kalokohan, report mo sa board of directors. Okay? Auditor's responses to assess risk. Gaya nga ng na-discuss natin before, ang audit risk is composed of your inherent risk, your control risk, and your detection risk. Yung internal control na pinag-uusapan natin as nandun na tayo sa control risk. So kapag mataas yung control risk, ang mangyayari sa detection risk, dapat is bababaan mo. para ma-achieve mo pa rin yung at least na mababang audit risk na meron tayo. Okay. Test of controls. Test of controls is an audit procedure designed to evaluate the operating effectiveness of controls, preventing or detecting and correcting material misstatements at the assertion level. So ano pong ginagawa sa test of controls? Kunwari, tayo mga accountant, diba nagre-record tayo ng financial transactions according to past events. So, madalas sa atin, mahirap ma-detect yung errors dahil naka-computerize lahat. Okay. So, ang gagawin ng auditor is magpapasok siya sa system ng sample. Magpapasok siya ng transaction, erroneous transaction. And then titignan niya kung madedetect ba ng internal control yung error. Okay? Like for example, journal entry. Puro debit yung ginawa ni auditor. Okay? Ang tanong, madidetect ba yan ng system na puro debit, walang credit? Okay? So kapag lumagpas siya doon at nakapasa yung maling transaction, bagsak yung internal control natin. Okay? Hindi tayo madalas magre-rely dun sa napoproduce na financial reports kasi nga bagsak yung internal control. So, ang next na gagawin ninyo will be yung substantive testing. Kapag mataas ang risk ng material misstatement as proven by your test of controls, doon kayo papasok sa substantive testing. Okay. Dito tayo sa substantive procedures. Sa substantive testings, dalawa yung klase ng ginagawa natin. Test of details of classes of transactions, ibig sabihin, nire-review natin yung mga accounts such as cash, accounts receivable, accounts payable na matataas yung risk. Okay? Nire-review natin yan kung ano ba yung mga components niyan. Anong laman niyan? Baka may mali. Okay? Mas mabusisi natin tinitingnan. Pero lahat ba? The answer is hindi. Kumukuha lang tayo ng population. Usually sa audit, ang kinukuha nila would be yung last 2 months ng taon, saka first 2 months ng the next year para makita kung meron bang na miss out. Okay. And then we also perform substantive analytical procedures. When you say substantive analytical procedures, we have discussed before na kapag analytical procedures, titignan mo lang yung financial statements. Tapos titignan mo lang yung relationship nila, medyo related. Okay. Anong naman yung substantive analytical procedures? Yung substantive analytical procedures, paano ginagawa? Nakafocus ka sa dalawang related na account. Okay. Titignan mo, tama ba to? Okay. Like for example, accounts payable and your purchases. Okay. May sense ba yung relationship nilang dalawa? Nakafocus ka sa kanilang dalawa, disregarding yung ibang account titles. Okay? So that's it for your consideration of your internal control.